This has to be the biggest change I've ever made. Bolton Ebikes is being renamed to Area 13. You're probably wondering, why in the world would you do that? You have a YouTube channel, you have a podcast, you have Facebook pages, you have Instagram pages. There are so many places the Bolton Ebikes name is known and well recognized. It doesn't make a lot of sense to change it. This was not an easy decision to make, but it had to be done. Before I get into why Area 13, I want to explain where Bolton Ebikes came from and why I was so reluctant to let it go. Towards the end of 2018, I was looking for a name for my e-bike company that made sense, that had some history, that was easily recognizable, and that name turned out to be Bolton, or Bolton Ebikes. Odds are many of you still don't know that Robert Ogden Bolton actually patented the electric bike in 1895. Now that wasn't the only reason, the fact that he had the earliest patent for an e-bike, but because it was actually a modern e-bike in my opinion. It looked like he was really pushing the envelope of what's possible because the patents showed a diamond-framed bicycle, very similar to what you see today, the same basic design. It had a battery mounted in the middle of the triangle, which is basically how most e-bikes are made today. And it had a hub motor in the rear wheel, which we also see very commonly today. So again, 1895, over 120 years ago. Now, no one really knows how well that bike actually worked. Did it even work at all? Or was it just a patent on paper? I don't know if we'll ever really find out the answer to that, but I thought that piece of the puzzle was perfect for representing an e-bike company. Now, the second reason is that Bolton is a surname that actually runs in my family. My middle name comes from my dad, and my dad's middle name comes from somebody with some prominent family history, and his last name was, you guessed it, Bolton. And just coincidentally, both Boltons, the one in my family history and the one that invented the electric bike, were born in Pennsylvania, not exactly at the same time, but in the same general time period. And if you trace both families back far enough, you get to Bolton, England. Now, I don't know if they were actually related or if they both pulled their name from the town of Bolton, England. I would still love to find that out one day, but of course I was always holding out a little bit of hope that maybe I would find out that I was actually related to the original quote-unquote inventor of the electric bicycle. And when you think of bolt like a lightning bolt, it just really lends itself well to logos and branding. All of those pieces just fit really well, and that's how the B in our logo was designed, was partially a lightning bolt, so we could just put a little hint of electricity into our name. All of this was happening at the end of 2018. My YouTube channel was just getting started. I had less than 5,000 subscribers, but the business was starting to gain some traction because of the aftermarket upgrades and parts we were providing, the really competitive price on high performance electric bikes we were offering. Everything was looking great for the Bolton e-bikes brand. So I did what any business person would do with a unique name. I filed a trademark for Bolton, which was eventually published in August of 2019. Now, if you're not familiar with the trademark process, that's totally okay. You don't need to know that, and we don't need to get too much into the weeds about it. But the short version is you file a trademark, And several months later, somebody actually at the US Trademark Office reviews your application and either approves or denies it. If they deny it, there's usually some reason, like there's already an existing name that's either the same or potentially confusing with yours. Or if they approve it, it's because they didn't find any conflicts and you're good to go. So the Bolton trademark was approved initially. However, with any trademark, there is a 30-day window in which somebody can oppose a trademark that's being filed. So that gives anybody that's already out there in business using a specific trademark to oppose something that they think could conflict with their brand. Now, I'm not going to mention the name of the other company.
We do not speak his name.
I thought we had a pretty good case. The fact that the trademark office didn't see a problem with it, and it was actually a different name. However, it was an electric bicycle company. But this was all going on now in September of 2019. So it had almost been a full year of working on the Bolton Ebikes brand. I wanted to keep the Bolton brand for all those reasons I just gave you, and I decided it was worth fighting for. Fast forward more than 2 years to December 15th of 2021, less than 30 days ago, we finally got the final decision from the trademark board about whether our trademark would be approved or if it was deemed to be conflicting with a trademark that already existed. And I was surprised to hear that we lost. That was a pretty big blow to me because I had now been working on this company with the Bolton Ebikes name for over 3 years. The YouTube channel went from just a few thousand subscribers with the Bolton Ebikes name to now just shy of 100,000. We have, again, a podcast with well over 100,000 downloads with the Bolton Ebikes name. But moving forward, I had to make a decision. What are we gonna do? So we made the tough decision to change the name. We wanted to find something new that represented our desire to always make bikes better. We're always working on things behind the scenes here, things that you may not see, trying to figure out maybe it's new controllers or frames or suspension, batteries, whatever it is, we're trying to figure out how do we make the next generation of electric bikes. I also wanted a name that would represent our brand moving forward into the future without forgetting all of the great Bolton Ebikes history. And third, I wanted to incorporate, if possible, something that goes along with our aviation themed bike models. Many of you know that all of our bikes are now named after aircraft of some sort. So why Area 13? How does that incorporate those three things? Area 13 is, of course, a play on words for Area 51, a secret military base. We've got some secret projects going on in the back that we can't always tell you about until they actually come to fruition and we can introduce them into a new product. So instead of Area 51, it's Area 13, because I wanted, if possible, to figure out a way to make it so that if you already have one of our bikes, you already have a piece of our new brand, Area 13, on your bike. So the good news is, you actually do. You just don't know it yet. I hand drew the original Bolton logo. And believe it or not, it actually took a fair amount of effort to make the lightning bolt B that's used on our head badges. It's used on sweaters, shirts, hats, on some of our batteries and other things. It took some effort to make sure that it didn't look like a 13 to begin with. And now, if you look at the B, you can probably see, oh, yeah, that does kind of actually look like a 13. So what we've done is taken the B and just modified it slightly. So you can see that we've taken exactly part of the original logo and incorporated it into the Area 13 name. So what happens from here? Obviously, it's going to take some time for everything to change away from Bolton Ebikes. But as of today, our website is area13ebikes.com. Our new logo is Area 13. This very YouTube channel is going to be changed to Area 13. Our podcast will be changed to Area 13. everything branding wise is going to be changed to Area 13 electric bikes or Area 13 e-bikes. So if you have any friends that are looking for e-bikes, make sure you send them now to Area 13 to help you remember the name. We are launching a complete new line of merchandise on our website immediately. We have new shirts for every single bike model that incorporate not only the Area 13 logo, but also the model of the bike. So whether you have a Blackbird, a Lancer, a Saber, an Avenger, Crusader, whatever it is, you can buy a new t-shirt, which will be heavily discounted right now to get the word out. So do me a favor, support our new brand name, Area 13. Go to our website, area13ebikes.com, check out some of that new merchandise. And if you're still on the fence about buying an awesome electric bike, I highly recommend you check out the Hydra. We are going to have it on display at the Sportsman's Expo. That's an outdoor hunting, fishing, boating, RV, camping expo that's in Sacramento, California, January 20th through 23rd. We will be there all 4 days. We will also have some special show-only pricing on certain models. If you need a little inspiration to get excited about the show, go check out this video about the Wattwagon's Hydra. It's a full suspension, carbon fiber e-mountain bike with over 2,000 watts of peak power. I'm Kyle, the owner of Area 13, electric bikes that are out of this world.